What's going on, guys? Today I want to show you what it is that I do and how I sit in the ice for so long, and I do it daily. Most people will sit in the ice once in a while, but sit in the ice every day will literally change your life. Alright guys, I'm going to show you right now what it is I use for an ice tub. This is a chest freezer. Now I freeze the water at about half part, and then the rest of the water I leave water. The way that I do it is I leave the freezer on for about 3 days, and it freezes a layer up top, and then I break it. And this is what it looks like when it's broken. The water is freezing cold. Freezing cold. The great thing about the water when it's freezing cold is that when you hop in, you literally go numb. And when you go numb for long enough, you literally feel like you're going into a whole nother world, like your spirit is leaving the body. And the body just feels incredible once you pass that pain point. But you really have to practice this. This is not something that you go in and jump in for 5 minutes or even 3 minutes. You want to go in, you go in for 10-15 seconds, you come out. I'll teach you how to do the breathing that's going to help you sit in there for much longer than you normally would without the breathing. So let's make this simple. A lot of people want to make it complicated and tell you all these things about the ice and cowabunga and BS. So let me tell you in a simple way how it is and what it is to just sit in the ice and not make it too complicated for you guys. So sitting in the ice, if you're a man, there's no like real researchers about this, but it does bring up your testosterone level. How do I know that? Well, as a man, when you have a lot of testosterone, guess what? You want to make more of that. So I know that when I get out of the ice, I could literally make that right away. I go make love to my lady, no problem, no questions asked. Why? Because I could literally feel the testosterone just boosting up. And anybody that I put in the ice felt the exact same thing. So I know you guys are probably going to be there, oh, you know what, but he looked like he's juicing anyways. Forget that, put that aside. I've had many skinny boys in here, taught them how to use the ice, and they felt the exact same way. You feel lit, you just feel incredible. The next thing is, this will bring up your metabolism by 350%. So it will speed it up. Anything that you eat will pretty much go through your system like this. 350%, this is for men and women. That has nothing to do with the gender. The next thing is mental health. A lot of people, there are certain things that they don't want to do because they fear it. Well, you kind of start reprogramming these neural connections in the brain and telling yourself that what you thought was bad or what you think is painful now actually feels good and does well for you. When you do that, it actually is going to do that. If you're going to go, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever, I hate my life, I feel sick, you're going to get hypothermia in there after like 2 minutes. But if you're going to tell yourself that this is actually good for you, I guarantee you that you'll come out of there feeling amazing, and you'll be able to sit there much longer than you thought you could. But you have to really prepare yourself. So preparing yourself is doing this, breathing patterns. But before I teach you the breathing patterns, I want to tell you more of what this does good for you. The next thing is, it really tightens up your skin. So the second I get out of there, it almost like it burned my fat in my belly, my fat in my body. I always look shredded. Now, sitting in there doesn't only make you feel shredded, doesn't only make you feel good, but it also makes you think differently about cold water, ice, and the world. At some point in time in there, your body and your mind and your spirit are in 3 different places. Your body, your physical body, is in the ice. It gets so numb in there that it's almost like your soul leaves the body, and you go into a place I like to call the quantum realm. So you could pull out some crazy ideas, and when I'm in there and I disconnect from my body, and I tell myself this when I'm in there: if I don't hurt when I die, why should I be in pain when I live? Now, for the people who don't know, I had 3 herniated discs in my back. One was as small as 3 millimeters, and the other ones were 7 and 8.5. I had 1 vertebrae that moved, and it was from a major car accident. Now, when I first had the accident, I couldn't walk for like 2 weeks. I was literally on a wheelchair. And the doctors told me that unless I'm gonna get a surgery done, I will not be able to walk, and I probably will never be able to work out again. But I was able to reprogram my brain and tell my brain, this is good for me. This is gonna deflate all the inflammation in the body. This is gonna remove all the swelling in the body, and it will allow myself to heal much better. So eventually, my brain somehow helped me put my discs back in that were completely bulging out and herniated. It let them go back in. So you have your vertebrae, and inside you have a disc. The disc is made out of cartilage, and it looks like this, right? Now, when the disc is popping out, it sits out and it sits on the nerve. So if this is the line of nerves on your back, it literally sits on the nerve. So sitting in the ice will remove the inflammation, because sometimes from a car accident or even like squatting a ton of weight, you're compressing your back. Sitting in there will remove all the inflammation and all the swelling. Now, some people will tell you, well, cold showers are just enough. No, they're not enough to heal you. Cold showers are great to make you feel better, to release dopamine. These are great. But this is to actually heal you and make you a completely different animal. Now, when my back started getting better, the doctors were shocked. And I was shocked myself too, but I really believed that it was able to help me. And when it did, I said to myself, you know what, this is something I'm going to do for the rest of my life. Now, if you're somebody who works out and wants to grow, you either do the ice an hour before the gym, because remember, it brings down the swelling, or you do it 4 hours after the gym. You get out of the gym, you eat food, you train for hypertrophy, and you're training for growth. So if you're gonna go into the ice right after a workout, you're stopping the growth because you're in a pump. So you wanna make sure that you take at least 4 hours after a training session to then go in the ice. Now let me tell you how to do the breathing. For the people that don't know, there's 21% oxygen in the air. Now the rest of it is nitrogen and carbon dioxide. When you breathe in and out many times, you fill up your oxygen pores with a lot of oxygen. So if you'll breathe in 40 times, you'll also bring up the levels of heat in the body. When you sit in there, your thermal cells will start kicking in, and the heat will start driving up in the body as well. When you get inside, the first things that are gonna be painful is gonna be your feet, like your toes, and your hands. They feel like they're breaking off, they feel like they're burning. It's completely normal. That's something that you're gonna feel, and I'll tell you why. So your hands and your feet are the farthest from the heart. The heart will pump out blood, and it takes it the longest to get to pretty much the farthest things from it, which is your hands and your feet. Now, putting them in until they get warm, it takes some time. So at first it's gonna get very painful. Very, very painful. For the people who wanna be able to go in and not feel it as bad, I would say first dip your head in. If you get your head cold, the rest of the body, it's much easier. But since it's such a hot day today, and I'm somebody who does this daily, I don't really need to do that anymore. If I dip my head in, it's only for fun. It's only to drive up, you know, that like craziness. Like once you put your head in there, you drive up that dopamine level and the craziness in the body that it just makes you feel super happy. I get super excited, I'm super energized, I'm super lit. I'm like ready to just jump around, you know, go dancing. It's almost like you took an ecstasy pill. But for what we need to do in order to get in there, we need to do the breathing. The breathings are extremely important, especially for somebody who's never done this before. So the way you do it is going in and out 40 times. That'll be your beginning, that'll be your start before you jump in there. So you go in, if you need to just close your eyes to relax. You'll start feeling like you're getting high from so much oxygen entering the body. Then you're gonna dip in and you're gonna flex. So once you're done doing 40 reps of breathing in and out. What I do is the last one I release and wait 15 seconds. I wait 15 and then I inhale again. And then I hold it for as long as possible and I flex my body. You'll start getting dizzy. It's almost like you're about to faint. It's okay. It's just because you have a lot of oxygen inside of the body. And I'll drive the pressure from my abs, from my abdominals, all the way up to my head, literally. As my head will start getting red. Now I pretty much don't feel anything except like the body is just ready to do whatever I tell it to do. You could do that 2 to 3 times outside and then you hop inside. You could also do them inside. So when you're inside, you could do the same thing. Breathe in and out 40 times. After you breathe in and out 40 times, you want to just exhale, wait 10 to 15 seconds, then take a deep breath, inhale, and then squeeze your abs, flex your body, and then push your air from the belly area all the way up to the head, where you'll feel like your head is exploding. That's what I normally do. That's what I teach people to do. And that seemed to be the best way for me to create that right energy before I jump in. Today, because I'm already prepared for this, I've been doing this for a long time. I mean, I don't even know how many years, but I could just go in. I don't need to do the breathing or any of that. If I do the breathing, it's just for fun. It gets you high. You know, when they said you could get high on your own supply, they meant it. People didn't know, but also if you breathe in and out enough times, you're almost starting to control 100% of the brain. Wim Hof has been known to use 100% of his brain. And he could control himself. He could literally be in the ice for a whole hour. I think the longest he's been was 1 hour and 45 minutes. And that's absolutely crazy. He ran in the mountains barefoot where it's all ice and snow. I think he ran a whole marathon. And after that, they told him that they need to amputate his legs because he got frostbites. And he was like, no, I'm gonna warm myself up by myself. And he did it with breathing, which is incredible. So all these scientists, they knew that whatever is, you know, they could have taken his legs if he didn't know any better. But scientists believe that they know it all. They don't know it all, and we don't know it all. But it's amazing that he tried it, tested it out for himself, and used his body as an example to come in and help people. So we're gonna do this right now. I'm gonna jump in there and probably go in there for about 3 minutes so you guys could stick around, watch what I'm doing. And this is pretty much what you need. You don't need any more than 3 minutes. I would say 5 minutes at most. Like anything more than that is just like using your ego. You know, you're like, oh fuck it, I want to do it. I want to go in there and see how long I could last. Other than that, you guys, 3 minutes, it's more than enough. It'll go deep enough in through the muscles and literally to your bones. You will feel it. After that, you come out, you breathe, you make sure you don't shiver. Anytime you're shivering, you want to breathe in and out and flex. That will remove the shivering for you and you'll feel incredible. All right guys, let's go inside. Feels great. I'll just sit in here, listen to some music, feel good, know that my body is healing. You need to learn that sometimes suffering is not really suffering. It's like in the gym, sometimes you think you're suffering because you get to a point where you hit 10, 15 reps and it starts burning. That's when people stop. That's when people like me starts counting. Think about it. Pull yourself to the extreme. Turn your body into like a god. Eventually you're gonna die, but before that, become unstoppable. I don't feel this. You know, as a young guy, I was watching Bruce Lee, Van Damme. But before that, I was watching Dragon Ball Z. And when they turned Super Saiyans, that was my favorite moment. Because they proved they were much more than what people thought they were. The bad ones. And they did it all to save the human race. They were walking gods. So of course we're not going to go Super Saiyan and we're not going to be able to go through walls. Maybe drywall, but well, there's so much more that our body could do. Our bodies could adapt to anything. And I wanted to be the best Super Saiyan version of mortals I could be. And now I feel immortal. What's going on, mortals? Huh? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna sit here? Are you gonna so-called suffer to feel better? Hey brother, can you grab my cigar? It's over there. I'll take this. All ice, guys. All ice. Barely any water. So we're having a cigar. Let's see if it has anything in it. God damn it, it turned off. Okay. We'll pretend we're having a cigar right now. Inside the ice. Best part of my day. Thank God for ice. Alright, so we prove our point. Now watch this. Now you'll see, it might have been tough for somebody, but for me, I don't feel shit unless it's something good. We don't feel pain. We don't cry. There's no such thing as, I don't want to get in the cold shower. I don't want to get in the ice. Get wherever you have to get. Go wherever you have to go. Go in whatever fucking shit you gotta go through. Because at the end of the day, it's you versus you. You gotta be the best person. The best version. I don't build here little girls. I build real motherfuckers. The ones that the world need. The one that the world counts on. The ones that will fight to protect the good. Are you in training? Because if you're not, get in there. Start doing something to it's becoming the best motherfucker you could become. See you on the next one.